Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. Welcome to another video, and today I am bringing you the Gemini New Moon, which is happening on the 30th of May 2022. Now, Gemini, we're moving from such a fiery to a stable to a now chatty new moon. This Gemini New Moon is very active because we have the conversation with the planet of Jupiter in Aries, which is going to give it like boundless energy, enthusiasm, confidence. There seems like an air of forgiveness, an air of, doing what you want. There could be an overindulgence, an over emphasis on starting something new as well, which is actually really great. We can, of course, go over the top, be too much. We're in Gemini New Moon, and not only are we in Gemini New Moon, the card that we have for this is the Lover's card, which is actually the card we're working with anyway for the whole of 2022. This card is about love, soulmates. It's about, shared values. It's about kindred spirits, heart, mind, body connection. This is a time where, especially this new moon and this card, that we're going to be connecting with people, connecting with friends, connecting with, making new friends. This is to do with social media. Gemini is all about communication. So going with the realms and themes of this is also to do with short distance travel, the media, social media, also this is a time where things are just going to be very heightened, like our mind is going to be very much overstimulated, especially with this new moon. And it can be quite hard for us to end things. So we'll be very quick to start things, very, very quick to like initiate something new, because of the positivity that's involved. But when it comes to actually doing it and ending it, it's going to be very difficult. So even though the lovely conversation with Mars and Jupiter is happening, this can give us this sort of like head start, which is absolutely great. It's actually great if you want to start any like new project, entrepreneurial skill, start reading like a new book, learning a new language, learning, like changing your job, starting, doing something fresh. This is about freshness, but we have to be mindful that we can end it, mindful that we can finish what we start. So we're going to be revved up. We're going to be heightened. It's not a time of like big emotion, because this is Gemini. Gemini is all about logical thinking. So, I feel that we're going to be extremely, I do feel there's going to be a bit of nervousness coming on, some fiery action. There can be some drama, some arguments. Things also can be blown out of proportion, and it's also a case of, these are the belief systems, and if you don't believe in it, then you're not like my type of person. A case of like dashing people away, dashing things away if you don't believe in it. A sense of like being easily bored. Again, starting something new, not really feeling it, and then just moving on to something fresh. But that's like a mixture of like the downside to that. But again, it's a very heightened new moon. Is nothing too bad. Even like with the, again, we're working with this Lover's card energy, and I do feel that some of us may, have like really good intentions to do something spiritual, but I feel at the end it's like a fresh, we want something fresh. We want, like, it's like a brand new toy that you have. You want it now and you get it, and some of us can actually tend to get bored as well. But in terms of like setting intentions, great time for starting something new, because we're going to be feeling positive, and positivity is key during this. And you know, I, even when I'm saying this, I feel quite buzzy. I feel like this great big buzz coming on, and that maybe because I'm channeling that whole Gemini, you know, energy. So we're working with this Lovers card, and when it comes to like the general theme with the cards itself, like the general energies for the collective, I have the Three of Swords, which is quite a harsh card. It's a card that is showing us that there are going to be themes and things that can actually sort of like make us stop in our tracks. But we may not want to, because again, even though I did say it's not a time to really feel our emotions, there can be some like type of emotions that can really come up that we may have to deal with. Because remember, we're still in the nodes of the, you know, we're still in like the north node and south node, and we are also in the, you know, the eclipses as well, which is helping with this whole purging. So with the Three of Swords, it can show like the Three of Swords represents like, you know, conflict, sorrow, you know, mood swings, sadness, heartache. It's saying that, you know, during this new moon, we can feel that we're going to have a sense of loss like within control of our minds, because there's not going to be any structure, there's not going to be any groundedness. So I feel that lots of deep breathing would definitely help. And, you know, because with loss, it does come like hardship as well. So again, like I said, it's going to be like lots of deep breaths, because there can be, because remember, we're dealing with like the mental energy during this new moon. So there's going to be things that can definitely be coming up for a lot of us, like mentally, like our mind thoughts could be going back to the past somehow, even though it is really pushing towards the future. This card is also asking questions like, you know, if you feel that you're running on empty, or if you are running away from something, it's time to like sort of take a step back and ask yourself why you have to keep doing things without thinking, because there's going to be that sense coming up too. We also have the Three of Pentacles, which is actually showing us where it's actually very much like a grounding card, like a sort of like a soundboard, but it does feel like a grounding card, where we're going to be guided to be, you know, because this is actually a really nice card of you know, studying, learning, hard work. It's about whatever efforts we're making, it actually pays off. So it's great. This card is actually saying it's actually great for us to be studying. It's actually great for us to be, you know, learning like a new skill during this time, doing something outside the box, coming outside our comfort zone, but also putting the work in, because it does give us recognition in the end. And it's very much an apprenticeship time. So I do feel a lot of people maybe even like seeking to go back to college, seeking to like relearn a new language. Again, remember Jupiter, Aries is in Jupiter, which is like the beginning of a Jupiter cycle, which is going to be ushering new things to do with all that Jupiterian things like the law, the courts, publishing, travel. So this card is actually a brilliant card for this, and this is about showing us about our work ethic and determination. So if you are being guided to, if you are feeling and thinking of being guided to actually learn something new, like a new skill, this is a perfect time to be doing it. But do it for yourself, not doing it for other people, because know that any skills that you're going to be learning, remember this is a brand new time to be learning it. It's going to be really great in the long run, but know that you have to put a lot of work in. I feel a lot of us also mentally have to put a lot of work into ourselves, into being motivated enough to finish what we start as well. The last card that we have for the collective is the Devil card. Now, the Devil card is a Saturn card, which is ruled by Capricorn. And it is about us being, you know, chained to things that we value. It's also to do with like the mental. It's also to do with violence, materialism, like bondage. So there are going to be old stuff that we are chained to. I feel like definitely our minds, we're going to be chained to like an old way of thinking, but a new way is actually ushering in. So if we continue during this new moon to just like doing this old way, speaking this old way, communicating this old way, using old technology, it's time to like really freshen it up. And even on a general, times are changing, and this new moon in Gemini with Venus in Jupiter is ushering that change, and some of these changes can come very quickly. So the Devil card is sort of like the blockage, what a lot of us are going to be feeling, and the blockage is to try and move with the new, try and move with the times. And this is on a general, this is like even in relationships, because there can be a sense of feeling trapped. A lot of us also, especially this card, can feel like we're stuck in like a time warp, and we actually want something to change, want something new to happen, but it's not gonna, we feel it's not happening quickly. So we have to, you know, it's all about planning properly, planning ahead and being strategic. So even though even though these cards are bringing up emotional stuff, it's also bringing us stuff to do with like, you know, working towards a new goal. It's also showing us where we are holding on mentally. So just be mindful of that, because this card is also to do with like the mental health as well. And mentally, we are going to be feeling a little bit, you know, we some of us are actually seeking change. We're looking at the world now, and we want change, and it's some of us, it's not happening fast enough. So there can be that huge push for change now, and it can be quite aggressive. We can feel quite mouthy, but we also have to do it in an intelligent way as well. Okay, so those are the general collective cards for this new moon. When it comes to the in terms of like, I would say when it comes to like the essential oils that I will be using, as you guys know, I love my essential oils. I love using, again, lavender, which is great for like centering. It's really good for sleep, because this time we may not be in terms of sleep, it can be quite hard, because the mind is going to be buzzing with ideas, buzzing with something new to do. So lavender actually helps with sleep, insomnia, stresses on the body. I've been using quite regularly jasmine oil as well, which is great for like stress and tension. It's also great for quieting the mind. Also some citrus oils like lemon, which helps uplift. It helps give you energy. So does jasmine. It's really good for like uplifting. A great oil to be using as well, just to really balance the mood, because our moods can swing a lot. It can go from high to low to aggressive to bergamot is really good. But it actually does help to, because we can feel quite mentally insecure as well. We can second guess ourselves. That's why the Gemini is the twins. Bergamot is good because it helps to keep us focused. And another oil that I've been using for the past, you know, I was actually using it for a very long time, constantly, was lemongrass. And lemongrass is great for boosting the memory, and so is rosemary. They're very good for boosting the memory. Helps with like mental fatigue. You know, obviously with Gemini, to retain information, it's going to be very quick, but we need to be focused. So rosemary and lemongrass actually helps keep the focus. It helps you keep, you know, your mind on the prize, and instead of switching from one thing to the other, we keep focused, and then we can move on. So those are the essential oils that I like to use. You know, obviously check with your health practitioner before you start using essential oils. And yeah, it's going to be a very busy time, and we just have to just watch out for the other crazy side of it. But all in all, very active and a very busy time for this new moon in Gemini. So that's like the tarot information and wellness. And now let's get to the cards. Before we get to the cards, I forgot to say that this, speaking, because this was really on my mind, the card for this as well is not only just the lovers, but it is also the Empress card. Because it's, even though it's 30, the Empress card adds to 3. So the Empress is going to be one of our spiritual, emotional grounding guides for us. It's about the feminine, the creativity, the beauty. It's also the card of fertility, that we actually are grown within the womb, bringing out into the open. So this can actually help ground us. It can, and also in terms of like the decan of Gemini, it's in like the first decan, which is the actual Mercury decan. So it's no wonder, guys, that we're going to be very hyped. But with the 30, which equals the Empress card, it can give us this sense of, sensuality. And even because it's such a time of great communication because of the decan, charm really will go a long way. And I feel that some of us, there's a lot of birthing, not just children, but like birthing of a new project, starting a new goal, birthing of a new idea. So that's one of the reasons why I even thought that, because this card is about nurturing ourselves, but we're going to have to be nurturing our brain a lot. We're going to have to be feeding the brain, because this card is a Taurus card, it's a Venus card. So we're going to have to feed our brain. There's a time we're going to be feeding our brain lots of new information, but we have to do it in a, try to do it in a sort of like a slower pace way. So really, and also this card is saying like really concentrate on what you're doing, concentrate what you're eating, concentrate on what you're practicing, concentrate on what you're reading, concentrate on, what you're creating, because this is such a creative card. And I feel a lot of us are going to be really inspired to be, being a bit more creative. And it's really nice that Jupiter in Aries is here, guys, because this is the beginning. I know I keep saying it, but it is a beginning of something fresh and something new. Don't be surprised if we start, some of us could actually start like doing new types of social media as well. We just want something brand new to happen, but we have to also feel our heart, feel our senses, and find ways to ground, because it can feel quite hard to ground during this time. So it's actually really great for this Empress card that's going to be helping us. And now let's get to the tarot. So Gemini, this is in your first house. Let's start off with Gemini, because you're the star of the show. This is your first house. And this is a time, Geminis, where you guys are going to be fiery, on point, okay? I feel that there's going to be a lot of like energy that's connecting to like your home in somehow. There'll be lots of communication. There'll be lots of like changing things, fixing things. Some of you may be guided to, be around family more, have lots of communication. I feel lots of you want different changes to happen. Don't be surprised, Gemini, if you start like really like redecorating the home, just switching up things. And because Aries is helping you as well, this is great to be getting friends. This is great for, doing like a new project. This is great for you guys to be surrounding yourself with like new people who can inspire you somehow, or you could be inspiring them. Some of you may be guided to like start up like, your goals. I feel is going to be changing during this new moon. So it's really great to be initiating a new goal, a new dream, being around like different, like a different type of like an environment. I feel your environment is going to be playing a huge part in this. Some of you may even actually want to, leave where you're living. Some of you may be guided to like travel. It could be long distance, could be short distance. But I do see a lot of communication, more so than ever, on social media, being around friends, and also really working on your goals and really trying your hardest to actually finish it. Can be quite hard, Gemini, because there's so much things that are really coming up, but still it's a great time for you to try to get more serious with this. And and it's also, I do feel some of you may be guided to be around people that are quite grounded, people that are not so, you probably got friends from all over the world, but it's actually great to be around people that can ground you in some way, that can help you complete things. Some of you may think that, during this time that you're happy with the way things are, but it's actually great, Geminis, for, especially when it comes to like your goal set, especially when it comes to like how you vision things, to be around grounded people, because they can really help you now. And yeah, very, very, again, a very busy time, a very positive time for a lot of you. Try not to like because Jupiter's involved, you can like overestimate, you can overdo it. So that's one of the reasons why it's really great to have grounded people around you. So the card you have is Step Outside Your Comfort Zone, which is a North Node card. So like your destiny is definitely changing. Stepping outside your comfort zone is not doing and thinking the way you always do. Again, by you being around different types of people, this will be helping you. They could be younger, they could be older, but they will definitely inspire you. Being inspired is going to be key for you, Gemini, because you have the North Node, which is this card, in your 12th house. And there's a lot of you actually stepping back from things. You've actually been guided to go into the spiritual. So, and there's a lot of you Geminis who are going to be changing jobs, who are going to be changing, either you leave a job or you get fired from a job, or, there's things you're actually leaving. So stepping outside your comfort zone is actually guiding you to get inside that heart space, doing a spiritual practice. Some of you could actually be making friends with people that are very spiritual as well, which can actually help you on a new path. So a very busy time for a lot of you Geminis. Cancer. So Cancer, this is in your 12th house, and this is a house of, hidden things, releasing, hidden enemies, but also a time of going within. And some of you Cancers might actually really be enjoying this. You have energy that's connected to like your career zone. So some of you could actually be finding out some stuff about a boss. There could be some secret things you can find out about work, but also there could be some like this secret discussions going on, Cancers. And so it could be at the work, but it also could be you thinking of, actually, I want something really different now, and I need to like sort of plan. So there could be a lot of planning going on during this time, Cancers, which is actually really good. And with Jupiter being in your 10th house, this does actually, yes, it does square you, but it does actually make you see, like the future, in where your plans and in terms of like your career, where you actually want it to go. Again, this is very much an emotional time for a lot of you Cancers. So, really take your time. Remember, when anything's about your future, you're going to be very cautious anyway. So take your time. Don't rush. Don't be pressured. And I feel that some of you may be having, again, some plans that you're not telling anyone. So, wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you Cancers are, like writing that, or just writing that, leaving note that you're leaving a job, or even doing something really spiritual. Some of you may be even prepping, like when you're working, you may be actually, it's not necessarily you don't like your job, but you might be thinking, I like my job, but it's very pressured. So there may be things that you are going to have to do in order to prep yourself for the day ahead. So it's really great to be doing meditation, working with essential oils. It's very much a busy time, so it's really good. And or doing like a workout, like yoga or stretching or dancing. This is really great for it. And if you are very creative Cancers, a great time to be starting something creative. like a side hustle. Again, you're going to be doing this on the down low. You're not going to be telling people. So, you know, your career is booming, but you're also thinking of your future. So the card that you have is it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio rules your 5th house. So again, Cancers, you know, if you're feeling negative in your career in some way, again, like I said, do something to help to ease off the stress and strains. And when it says release negativity, Scorpios, negativities, any negativities that basically come up, it's time to find a way to release it. And luckily, you're in the house of releasing. They can be, you know, listen out for your dreams. Your dreams can actually help your future now, Cancer. Your dreams can be very intense. They can be very emotional. So really listen out for them. They will actually give you guides and, you know, especially if you're discovering any secrets now, discovering secrets about a boss, or, and some of you may even want to keep that secret to yourself, a bit like leverage. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but these things can happen. But any negativity that you're feeling when it comes to like your career in any way, you know, it's about working with it, working to release instead of holding on to it. Okay, so a very emotional time, Cancers, but a time of release. Hello, Leo. So, Leo, this is going to be a fun time. And I feel a lot of you, all the fire signs, are going to be very active, very on point. This is in your, you know, this is in your 11th house. This is about friends, groups, organizations, you know, humanitarianism work. Some of you Leos are going to be very guided to, especially when you've got Mars in your 9th house as well. It feels like anything you're going to be doing, Leos, or anything you want to do, it will travel far. So if you're going to be starting like a new project, a higher learning, some of you may decide you want to do, be a mentor to some kids, learning a new language, studying the law. I feel this is a time where a lot of you Leos may be, okay, I'm going to do this now. I feel confident. I know what I know, so I'm going to be doing it. So this is actually a great time. And especially with it in your 11th house, lots of new friendships can come, Leo. Such a positive time. Lots of new goals, lots of new, you know, new friends. Some people can be from different cultures, or you'll probably be seeking people from different cultures. I feel a lot of you Leos are really wanting to be inspired now, inspired by people who are different to yourself. You want freshness, you want newness, you want something different. And this is the time that's going to be happening. But I do feel that if you are going to be learning any new skills, maybe this is a learning new moon. If you're going to be learning new skills, Leo, it will really benefit you in the long run. So anything that catches your eye or fills your heart, this is a great time to be doing it. Especially when it comes to like your goals. Your goals are going to be feeling really important now, Leos. And the more, the better, as long as you can actually fill your cup and not like make it drop over. Because, you know, when we have the moon in Gemini, it can make us want to do half things half-hearted and can't be asked for the next. And it, you know, your mind is going to be so buzzing, Leo, okay? And it's actually really great for you to be surrounding yourself with like positive people, people that you can learn from, because this is a time of learning. This is a time of sharing and giving. This is a time that a lot of you are going to be seeking new information. This is a time of inspiring you, not only you being inspired, but others really inspiring you. Every year this happens, Leo. You learn something new about yourself. And the card that you have is, what do you need to release? So there's going to be some releasing going on, Leos, even though it is a new moon. So what do you need to release? This is a question you're going to be asking. So there may have been projects that you done like this time last year when the moon was in Gemini, and you're going to be needing to release it now because it probably hasn't benefited you anyway. You haven't learned anything in any way. I do feel that a lot of you Leos also, that, you know, during this time, you guys might be the head or might be the forefront of something that's going to be going viral. So, you know, just be mindful. Anything you're going to be learning or reading, make sure that you just, you know, you're on point so you don't really embarrass yourself. So when it says, what do you need to release? These are questions. And what do you really need to release, Leo? Is there something that is holding you back? Is it like a relationship? Is it old group? Is it old friends that are holding you back? Is it an old belief system? Because this is to do with your beliefs as well, Leos. Are you feeling a bit sensitive, or, you know, not feeling like you're best in any way mentally because you feel that you're not good enough? What do you need to release? So a lot of questions coming up. Very pivotal during this new moon in Gemini as well. Virgo, this is in your 10th house. Okay, this is in your 10th house. And when something's in your 10th house, Virgo, this is like the time of, you know, your career. Your career is going to be at the forefront. You know, a lot of the mutable signs are really going to be feeling this because it's going to be squaring you to some point. Another thing I forgot to say is that if you are at early degrees of all the mutables, like if you're May, Gemini, if you're August, September, Virgo, if you're February, Pisces, if you're, you know, November, Sagittarius, you're really going to be feeling this. So for you Virgos, especially the early ones, you're going to be, you know, career time. What do I want in my career? This is going to be showing you, you know, especially with like Jupiter, which is in your 8th house. This is a time of like joint finances, you know, debts, loans, rebirth. Also to do with like hidden traumas, hidden fears. So if you're working somewhere, Virgos, basically, and it's not really, you know, it might be, a lot of you might decide to be changing a career or thinking of changing a career because, you know, money-wise may not be there. Money, especially if you're in a relationship, the money, it may not be adding up. Like you probably are doing too much. You know, you're probably over-helping. You're doing too much. You're staying behind and you're not getting like the money, enough money. So this is a time to be looking at, a lot of you I feel going to be looking a lot at your finances. Your finances can actually grow, but it's about your worth as well. So what, you know, what needs to be changed within your career? Are you happy in your career? Are you happy with your boss? You know, there also could be, some of you could get promoted during this time, but some of you could also decide to leave, decide to do your own home business. You know, really decide to like build up your finances in a different way. You know, there can be some traumas that come up, but it can actually help you release. Like you may not feel you've had enough, and it's maybe to do something in the past. Like you had a job before, and you know the taxes were very high, and you know you was paying too much taxes, and now you're deciding, you know, I don't want that anymore. And or there could be some traumas that come up within your job. Some of you could be feeling quite bullied or marginalized in some way. So there's going to be some hidden things that are going to be coming up, making you really sensitive. I feel you're going to be looking at your job very differently now, a lot of you Virgos. So it's actually a great time to be, you know, looking for a new job, or looking at new skill set, what you can do to improve your chances of getting a job or even getting promoted. So the card that you have is Meditate and Contemplate, the New Moon in Pisces card. So Pisces rules your 7th house, so this is to do with your relationships. So meditate and contemplate might be quite hard for a lot of you Virgos, but it's guiding you to, you know, seek, because when the 8th house is activated, it's a time of occult work, it's a time of spiritual work. This is a time of getting spiritual, getting in touch with the spirituality part of yourself, the sensitive side of yourself. Don't let that go. Listening to your intuition, finding a type of meditation that can actually help calm you, because a lot of you Gemini, a lot of you Virgos can actually be revved up. You can feel quite stressed. you know, like over emotional, but also overwhelmed, doing way too much. Like the mind could just be too, you know, just overwhelmed. You might feel that you're not having as much downtime because a lot of you could be very busy as well. So meditation, doing like a workout regime, reading a book, watching TV, just trying to relax and chill. If any of you are getting like a promotion now, you know, it's going to be a lot of work that you're going to be having to do. So it's time, it's really great to like really prep yourself. But also if you are releasing a job, or if you are looking to release anything or type of old traumas connecting to finances in some way, this is a great time to meditate and contemplate. Hello Libra, and this new moon in Gemini is in your 9th house, and you have energies that's within your partnerships, which is actually your house. So even though you may have, during this new moon, this is actually a great time to set intentions for any type of learning, any type of skills that you want to gain. Some of you could actually be learning a lot more about your relationships within your partner. Some of you may also, because you know Jupiter's in your 7th, this is going to be expanding your awareness, expanding on communication. This is like a brand new time. Some of you may even decide that you actually want to start again. This could mean, you know, especially you singles, you could find a relationship now with someone from another country, another culture. You know, you could learn from them. Or this could be you guys having a new type of awareness when it comes to anything that is like far away. This is a great time for you guys to be thinking about traveling, especially for the future, traveling with your partner. Again, higher learning, but also reading. Reading. I've got reading on my mind, but also expanding your mind. You know, if there's things, because there could be some issues that come up during this time, Libra, when it's concerning, you know, yes, a personal relationship, but also a business relationship. And there may be like new contracts to sign, and you let, or even you guys learn about contracts. I can see a lot of you Librans also, you know, this energy of deciding to work or live somewhere else, living in a new country, you know, changing up something within your partnership. This could also help your partnership as well, especially if it's a long-term one. But also I do see a lot of you like sort of like getting that down to that grind of sort of like a big wish on a star. Like you want something changing, you want something different within your life. And this is also great because the 9th house is a manifestation now. This is also great for a lot of you Librans to, you know, write down, write like down manifestations between now and next year when the new moon goes into your 9th house. But again, I feel there's going to be a lot of traveling. There could be a lot of traveling going on. Also wishing of traveling, like traveling with your partner, you know, getting closer to your partner. Also, this is great, again, to be learning. I feel a lot of this is a great time to be learning, especially when you've got the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in your 6th house, which is going to be giving you some structure. So this might be, we might see a really serious Libra coming through. So the moon card that you have is time to breathe out. So you're going to be, this is a busy time. This is a busy moon anyway, but it's going to be a busy time. So there's going to be a lot of conversations between your needs, but your partner's needs, and also probably your work needs. So when it says time to take time to breathe out, breathing, breath work, I feel it's going to be really important. You know, chilling by yourself, going near the water, taking time out for yourself, reading a nice new book, probably like having some Epsom salt baths. And some of you may not, some of you may feel, oh, when I take a breath out, you know, when I'm having a chill day, it's with my partner. This card is saying, you know, take it by yourself. This can also cleanse your mind, make you think straight as well. Because there's going to be so much chatter and communication and meeting up with people as well. You're going to be needing time out as well, because it's going to be, again, a very extremely busy time for a lot of you Librans. Scorpio, this is in your 8th house. So, and you have energies which is in your 6th house. So this is actually your house. So you may actually feel at home, Scorpio, may actually feel like, oh, I've come home now. Again, it's a very busy time. I say it for all the signs. This is a time of really working through or setting intentions to working through any taxes, loans, debts. This is a time of a rebirth when it comes to these areas, but also in your relationship. This is the time to really work through fears or any craziness that comes up emotionally. During this time, we have this eclipse that's in your sign as well. So you are definitely working on yourself, you're purging, you're cleansing, you're detoxing. This is an emotional, like it actually feels a bit like a really double emotional time for a lot of you Scorpions. So this new moon, it can actually be, for some of you, actually a bit of a saving grace, because you're going to be feeling at home. It's going to be like more or less like a double whammy. Also with the 6th house activated, this is giving you some structure, a rebirth, a restart, to be structuring like the workload, anything to do with like your job. This is also going to see changes within your job as well. I feel there's going to be like this huge epiphany or realization of what actually makes you happy, because especially we've got that eclipse in your sign. So this is a time of what actually makes you happy, what needs to be changed. Is it affecting my health in any way? If it is, there's something that needs to change, something that needs to give. Some of you may even decide that if you're feeling like overwhelmed in some way, it's about looking at what you're eating and seeing if you're eating healthily, or if you're working out as well. There could be a change with this as well. Some of you decide to may go a little bit more on the softer route when it comes to working out, and even especially when it comes to like what you're eating too. So this is going to be structuring, but also this structure is going to be helping you with getting organized with any taxes or debts, and also getting to the bottom of any deep-rooted issues that you're going to be having. So the moon card you have, Scorpio, is nothing will come out of this situation. And so void of course moons. When it says nothing will come out of this situation, Scorpio, this is more to do with you holding on to any toxic thoughts, any toxic like beliefs, or any toxic emotions. Not willing to not like let go, but transforming yourself. Let go, but more or less transforming yourself. And if because the 6th house is to do with like the mind, so it's going to be bringing up like stuck thoughts, stuck beliefs that you are comfortable in. And then when this card says nothing come at the situation, if you're willing to transform, nothing will come if you're sticking to the same old, same old. So this is just guiding you to help you to transform and, more or less move along emotionally to something more brighter, something more better, because like again, it's going to be a double whammy time for a lot of you Scorpios. Sagittarius, this is in your 5th house, very fun house. And yeah, no, it's not in your 5th house, sorry, it's in your 7th house, sorry, but you've got Jupiter in your 5th house, which is actually really great. So with this being your 7th house, this is you setting the intentions within relationships, within partnerships, contract. This is also open enemies as well. So some of you guys can actually see who is sabotaging you in any way. This is also great to be aligning yourself with different types of people. Because you've got the 5th house action going on, this is going to be helpful. It's going to be actually beneficial for you because you are ruled by Jupiter. So any of you are single, you could actually meet someone in a creative space, or this is actually a great time to be getting more creative. And this is a time to be working in a partnership and not by yourself. So aligning yourself with a lot of creative people is a beautiful time now, Sagittarius. Really get yourself out there, really show that positive side. And if you are looking for a relationship, you can actually, this is a great time to be meeting someone. If you are in a stable relationship, having more fun will really help. Some of you may even want to travel. Some of you may want to do some short distance traveling. Or some of you may even want to, you know, if you've got kids as well, this is actually great to get your kids involved in any fun or creativity. It's also going to be a boost as well. But when it comes to your relationship and you're wanting to be inspired, you're wanting to have fun, this is great to be working with your partner. Especially like your partners could actually shock you now about what they're creating. And if you put like, it's like putting two heads together is better than one, that type of thing. So you could be shocking and surprising each other now. And it's all good because, you know, you're going to be feeling this because you know, all the mutable signs will be feeling, especially if you're early, like November born Sagittarius, you're going to feel it. So it's actually, yeah, there can be a little bit of like tension that comes because you may want to go your way and your partner may want to go another way. But it's all about having fun and working together and seeing what you guys can create. So the card you have is a new romantic cycle begins, and it's a new moon in Libra card. So this is, you know, if you find that your relationship is a bit stale or it's struggling anyway, this moon card, a new romantic cycle begins, it's actually going to be a saving grace. It's just showing you, Sagittarius, that brand new things are coming. You know, as long as you like keep positive, having open communication, not doing any double talking, you know, keeping those fires alive and doing something fun. It's not all about doing something just for yourself. It's about doing something within your relationship as well. And also, you know, not thinking that certain people may bring you down. You're going to be seeing who your people are now, Saggies. So, you know, it's all about having fun, all about being around fun, creative people, but also tending to your relationship too. Capricorn, this is in your 6th house. This is a house of health, routines, your work as well, but also the mental as well. And also organization. And you have you've got Jupiter in your 4th house. So this is a time of restructure, a brand new time of restructuring yourself. I feel a lot of you Capricorns are going to be very, you know, it does feel very much like a serious element that's going to be happening. But also Capricorn, a very busy period. Remember, we're talking about Gemini here. So your mind may be buzzing with, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. You're all about structuring. You're all about, you know, making sure that things are on point. But also, this is a great time to be, you know, because this is about the health, taking care of like the mental health, because there could be an overwhelmness that's coming up. So with Jupiter being in your 4th, this is going to be helping with grounding. This is going to be also helping you with like restructuring things around the home as well. Some of you may decide that you want to buy a new home, live somewhere else, live in another country, you know, add like a new room to the home, decorate the house. The positivity around the house, the home could actually be helping you to just be a bit more, what's the word? Grounded, because this energy I don't feel is going to be as grounded as you would like it to be because of so much work you have to do. Opportunities can be presented to you, Capricorns, as long as you're, you know, trying to keep on top of things. Really looking at what you're eating, looking at what you're, you know, working out, and also what you're eating is going to be very helpful to you as well. Even switching it up a bit. It could be like you rock climbing or dancing, and the next day walking, just switching things up, switching up what you're eating. Some of you Capricorns can be creature of habits. So you might be eating the same thing, working the same way. So this is going to be changing up things and changing up this is a good time to look in at changing up your working, how you work. Instead of you doing it at a certain time, because of what's going to be going on, you might have to do it at a different time, but you're still going to be, you know, you're still going to be consistent. But this is looking at your consistency. So the card that you have is work through your fears. And it's a new moon in Scorpio card. So when it says work through your fears, is there can be some fears that come up. There might be a fear of like a loss, a fear of, oh, if I don't get this done, this can happen. You could fear the worst if you think that things are not structured in a way. So a lot of this is in the mind, Capricorn. So try and work through it. Again, I feel that you will really benefit from like, yeah, deep breath work and definitely working out, but also, you know, just looking at your whole routine, but also looking at your job. Looking at your job, are you asking yourself questions? Because I feel a lot of you can ask yourself questions. Are you happy? If not, what can change? Because, you know, I feel some of you may be looking for change, but there could be this, you know, you don't want to rock the boat kind of thing. So look at what needs to be changed in your work. If it's hindering you, if it's hindering like the home space in any way, if you feel that when you're at home that you're not as calm, look at what's happening at work. So yeah, work through your fears, any type of fears that come out. Aquarius, this is in your third house. Now this house, no, sorry, not your third house. This is in your fifth house. Okay, fun house. This is a great time to be having fun, Aquarius. I know you got Saturn in your sign, which is restricting you in some way. It's making you very serious, making you work hard, responsibilities. There could be an element of like control or coldness going on. But with this new moon in your fifth house, it's like, ta-da! Some of you could actually be bringing out some like creative stuff on social media. This will obviously bring in like new friends in your life, especially when you've got like Jupiter in your third house. Lots of communication, very much a busy time. The third house is the Gemini house, so you guys are going to be buzzing with a lot of ideas, a lot of creative ideas. It's great to be surrounding yourself with younger people than yourself, or they're younger minded people, which can actually help with creativity. Sharing ideas, sharing thoughts, sharing dreams as well, being creative. Some of you may, like, your mindset could also be coming out with some new inventiveness as well. So I would say that, you know, with Jupiter in your third, that is like initiating of new actions. So this is like starting like a new project. This is really great for it. And instead of just talking about it, actually do it. And with the new moon in your fifth house, any type of dreams that you have or any like downloads that you're getting, this can actually be helping your creativity. I feel that this is a very, again, this is a fun time, fun house time. This is to do with children as well, so they can play a big part. Even you yourself could be acting quite, you know, getting in touch with that inner child that you have. Even though Saturn's in your sign, it's about connecting with that inner child, Aquarius. Connecting with what you used to love and what you can put to the table now. Fifth house is also to do with like money as well, like business. So, and also towards the third house. So money could be made with a new creative skill, with anything you want to invent, anything you want to start. So the card that you have is your commitment is being tested. So you could be doing many things now, Aquarius, but it's going to be tested because it's about, you're going to be doing it, but are you going to finish it? Whatever you start, are you going to finish? There could be a lot of talk and no action because of the whole excitement that's going on. The fifth house fifth house is in Leo house, which is a sign of, and also, yeah, it's a sign of fitness. So fitness will also help. It will help with the endorphins. It can help you relax as well. So, you know, this is a time of trying to ground yourself in a fun way. But anything that you're going to be committing to, because there could be a lot of your Aquarians. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll help you. It's like a test to see if you can actually do it. See if you can actually complete it. See if you can actually, you know, finish what you start. You know, so I feel that you're going to have a lot of fun during this time, Aquarius. You've got another new moon that's coming next year in, yeah, I think this is like the last No, I was thinking of something else, but yeah. Um, yeah, I think this is like more or less like the last new moon, which when Saturn's in your sign. So it's like making it really go for it, Aquarius. Really go for it. And even with Saturn being there, this is going to be giving you a bit more responsibility to like complete anything. So yeah, very, very fun time, but you are being tested as well. Pisces, this is in your second, no, this is in your fourth house with the second house activated. The fourth house is to do with home, roots, family. It's also to do with like the past as well. Um, but then you got Jupiter in your second house, which is about abundance. You're actually ruled by Jupiter. You have that that conjunction in Jupiter in your sign. So I feel a lot of you Pisces are going to be feeling very abundant. It also feels like some of you could actually earn money due to the skills that if the skills that you have, the skills that you're working on. So if you guys are writers, if you, some of you guys are want to be doing anything within the home, i.e. doing like real estate in some way, or if you're just like working at home but you're doing like a side hustle, this can actually bring in more money. The second house is due self-worth, so, and also it's due creativity. So this is a great time for a lot of you Pisces to be doing that. I feel some of you Pisces may also want to be cooking different types of meals, um like meals that you used to eat when you were young, like healthier meals in some way, which is actually really beneficial for you, especially if you've got Jupiter in your first house. So this is actually a great time to be like researching recipes, fixing things within the home, what else, decorating. Thoughts can come as well. A lot of thoughts can be, I feel it's an emotional time for a lot of you Pisces, but I feel that whatever comes up Pisces, you can use it to your benefit to be earning money, earning more money, or getting like a second income. Because remember, Aries in your second is about the entrepreneurs, and this is a great time to be, you know, sort of setting up yourself for the year ahead, but also being honest. And also this is a great time for you to be saving as well. Some of you may be guided to wanting to move, or, you know, redecorate. Some of you, if you are lucky enough, be maybe fixing up other people's homes, or fixing up a home or a flat and selling it off, which can bring in again more benefits and money. But again, I do feel a lot of you are really looking at like your skill set, looking at what you're eating as well, looking at what your creativity is, because all this can bring in money. So the card you have is have faith in your dreams. So if there's any insecurities that come up now, Pisces, about your skill set, or, you know, are you good enough? Have faith in it. Because normally when we are insecure, it's about the past, and you're in the house that you're in with the fourth house is to do with the past. So some of these energies may come up about, oh, you know, when I was younger, I was doing this and this, and I wasn't good enough, and I couldn't make money out of it. But now you're realizing, actually, I actually can, because it's about thinking outside the box. Gemini actually makes a lot of you think outside the box when it comes to what you can do in your home, fixing, decorating, but also making money at home. So have faith in your dreams, because even though it's an emotional time, it is a time that you can pour that emotion into doing something beautiful for yourself. Okay. Aries. This is in your third house. So communication, a little bit like Aquarius, very busy time, lots of communication, lots of friends, lots of hanging around your area, doing some discovering, lots of talking to your siblings and your neighbors. This is to do with like your skill set, working in the media, talking, communicating in the media, general communication. A Gemini house, you got Jupiter in your third. So I feel that this will be a time that a lot of you guys will be changing jobs, looking at, again, your skill set, looking at how you're communicating, looking at what you can do to sort of benefit yourself in some way. With Jupiter being in your house is a very positive time, Aries. So, but again, I feel a lot of you may also be there might be a bit of a mouthy element. It could be a bit more mouthy now. Sort of shouting to the rooftops about what your worth is, what you're about. Some of you guys could also be at the forefront of new businesses, new enterprises. And especially with this being in the third house, which is about the media, a lot of you guys can find yourself being a bit more visible in the media. This can also be fame as well. Also, this could be your neighborhood. Some of you may decide that you want to do like a new, you set up like a neighborhood watch, because you may not be liking what's happening. Some of you may decide that you want to change up things within the home as well. Jupiter also rules like your ninth house. So again, your mind, your belief systems, everything is actually changing for a lot of you Aries. And so it should. So great time, Aries, to be changing up things, looking at what you're great at, looking at what your skills are, so that you can use them to benefit not just yourself, but benefiting others. It's also great to be using your voice to your better good, using your voice to be helping others as well, especially the underprivileged, using your voice to, especially if you are looking, especially if there's going to be changes in your job that you're initiating, using it to, whether it's the law, or whether it's local, or whether it's being a boss, or whether it's just working for someone. This is about using your voice, because it seems like a very pivotal time, Aries, that whatever you're going to be doing, it's going to be seen, it's going to be heard regardless. So really think carefully. And I don't feel there's a lot of time that you're going to be taking your time in things, because things can come really at once. Also your physical body as well. Look at your, be mindful of your physical body, because this can really burn you out mentally. So, if you're starting to do like a workout, this is a great time to be doing it. You're very close to achieving your goals. So if there's any goals that you want to achieve, Aries, this is the time to be doing it. With something activating your third house, this is about what I want to do. This is about writing down your thoughts, writing down manifestations, writing down what you're grateful for as well, writing down your future. So some of you may even be writers. This is a great time to be doing it. Great time for you to be aligning yourself with certain people who can actually help you. Groups, organizations, again, a great time. Very positive time, Aries. Just be mindful you don't burn yourself out. But any goals that you're setting during this new moon, you're going to be achieving it. It's just about being diligent and also being smart. And last but not least, we have Taurus. So Taurus, this is in your second house, okay? And with Jupiter being in your 12th. So you are ruled by the second house, Taurus. So you're going to be like Scorpio, you're going to be feeling at home. It's like, I'm home, this is it. You've got the North Node. Remember, your North Node's activated with the solar eclipse, which is in your first house. You've got Uranus there as well. You've got these eclipses that's hitting your 7th house. So there's going to be bountiful of changes that are happening. The second house is about your self-worth, your creativity, what you are eating. This is to do with agriculture as well. So all these themes are going to be coming up. I feel a lot of you Tauruses are really more or less very serious about your money, about your savings. You're looking at it very differently now. I feel a lot of you are going to be budgeting more. A lot of you may be investing more as well, but not investing in materialism, investing in property, like old property that you used to live in when you were young, or really investing in like gardening, investing in not like expensive clothes, like just getting a bit more grounded, because with Uranus being there, it's not messing around. So this is not a time, Taurus, to be flashy. This is a time to be grounded. It's a time to be serious, a time to be earthy. And especially with Jupiter in your 12th as well, this is guiding you in a spiritual way. So you're going to be listening more to like your intuition. If you're going to the shop, for instance, you see this lovely dress, this lovely suit. It's like the intuition's like, do you really need it? So some of you may be digging your heels in that, like, oh, but it's like, no, you don't actually need it. Why don't you just like buy some seeds so you can like make plants? You know, why, instead of spending £600 on that, you can buy food that can last you 6 months, for instance. This is about being a bit more, showing a bit more of a restraint, a conservativeness. Some of you may, again, I feel that a lot of you may decide that you want to like grow food from the earth, have like a garden, looking at your creativity as well. Perfect time to be doing that. The 12th house is singing to your soul, Taurus. It's guiding you. It's making you want to go within. It's actually shaping you before Jupiter goes into your first house next year. It's also asking you to like meditate. It's asking you to dance. It's asking you to really speak about your hidden fears and hidden thoughts. It's also guiding you to go to like your higher self, because when your second house is activated, you may feel more, you know, luxurious, but when the intuition's involved, it's like something's going to have to give, something's going to have to be purged during this time. So your card is balanced spirituality of practicality. It's a full moon in Pisces card. It's just what I said, Taurus. You know, it's a spiritual time. Very much a spiritual time, but also with the practical side of Taurus, you know, the highlight of Taurus, the second house being activated, that's like the practical material, but you're going to have to be, you know, keeping down to earth, you know, spending on what you need, saving. Also, you know, if it's like promotions or anything, asking for your worth, but know that you're spending money in a different way. You're looking at money and viewing money in a different way, but you're also being spiritual. Some of you may be guided to like invest in like a spiritual house, a spiritual group, a secret group as well. So this is actually going to bring you more positive vibes than actually buying that expensive dinner and gourmet meal. And, you know, because Jupiter's about what gains you can get if you are working with that Jupiterian energy. And this is a very special time for a lot of you Taurus to be going spiritually within, especially when it comes to meditation or doing some like walking and breath work. Very, very spiritual time. So balanced spirituality with practicality is really going to be helping you. So guys, that was the new moon in Gemini happening on the 30th of May 2022. Thank you very much guys for listening. You know, feel free to let me know how the new moon has gone for you, and you know, feel free to like, yeah, let me know how it's gone for you. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, it's gonna be a very busy one. You know, there's a lot of positivity there, but it's a very busy time. So, you know, it's all about working with elements, trying to ground yourself in some way. And also I'm going to be putting up a video that has Mars going into Gemini tarot, you know, because the tarot cards have a lot to say during this time. So listen out for that. But also check out my other videos about the transits as well. And also my, you know, my solar eclipse in Taurus. Check that out as well. But yeah, thank you very much guys for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.